Alabama and West Georgia, Dr. Don on your Friday morning. Good morning to you. It's time now for your prime time forecast. Don't forget to go over to DrDonWX.com and download the brand new Dr. Don weather app. There's a link at the top of this video that will carry you to our website where you can download the Dr. Don weather app. Now, it's important you do this today. Do it right now while you're thinking about it so that you can stay informed and be weather aware this weekend as we deal with a tropical system that will come up out of the Gulf of Mexico and move right across central Alabama and north Georgia. We're going to talk a whole lot about that coming up in this portion of your weather forecast for your Friday and for this weekend. But make sure you download the Dr. Don weather app right now, or as soon as this video is over, so that you will be informed on what's happening this weekend. We have a high probability of flooding weather across East Alabama and West Georgia. Here's your Storm Prediction Center convective outlook for your Friday. Yeah, just general scattered thunderstorms possible, and I think primarily across South Alabama, across the Gulf Coast region of Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Florida today. Maybe a few scattered thunderstorms in South Georgia as well. But I don't anticipate anything across East Alabama and West Georgia. That will come tomorrow. Here is your outlook for Saturday. We do have a marginal risk of severe weather across central, south central, and South Alabama on Saturday, and of course the Gulf Coast region too. If you have plans of going to the beach this weekend, I'm not going to tell you not to go. I get text messages all the time. Do you think we ought to go to the beach with this storm system coming in? Folks, I can't tell you whether you should do something or not, but I can tell you that it's going to be pretty much a washout along the Gulf Coast region of Alabama, Florida, Mississippi this weekend. Lots of rain coming in down there, primarily late tonight into Saturday and Sunday, maybe even lingering into Monday. Though I think conditions will improve Sunday afternoon across the Gulf Coast region. We're talking about at the beaches from Mobile to Gulf Shores to Panama City. So if you don't mind a little rain or a lot of rain and a little wind, then by all means go ahead and go. This is not going to be a hurricane. You're not going to be asked to evacuate and that sort of thing. So if you already have reservations and you don't mind laying up in the bed and and listening to the rain hit the roof, then by all means go ahead with your plans. But if you had visions of sitting on this with your toes in the sand, probably not going to happen that much this weekend down at the beaches. It's going to be wet. Let's talk about it. Here we go. This system is having a hard time getting organized. We thought by now we would have Tropical Storm Claudette in the Gulf of Mexico. Hasn't happened just yet. Still disorganized area of low pressure. There's a lot of shear conditions out there. That means there's a lot of wind at higher levels of the atmosphere that are blowing the tops of the storm off. So the storm's having a hard time getting organized because of that. And those conditions will improve a little bit, allowing the storm to increase in intensity. But we're still kind of on the fence as to whether this is going to go from a depression to a storm or not. The guidance still says that it will make storm status before making landfall along the Louisiana coast, probably by about 1 a.m. tomorrow morning. So we're going to watch it and see. Regardless of whether it makes storm status or not, it's going to produce a tremendous amount of rain across the southeastern United States and particularly across the northwest Florida Panhandle and across Alabama and Georgia. So it's going to be a rainmaker. That's going to be the main deal here. We're going to have some dangerous surf conditions along the Gulf Coast region. We're talking riptides and that sort of thing, and some pretty gusty winds right there along the coast. But wind will not be a problem across East Alabama or West Georgia. I don't think severe weather is going to be a problem, even though we can't completely rule that out just yet. But I think the issue is going to be very heavy rainfall. So let's take a look at a couple of products as we go through this event here. This is the spaghetti model this morning. This is the latest from the National Hurricane Center. And pretty much all the models are suggesting there will be a little bit of a jog to the west before it turns back to the northeast. Now, we know we have a cold front advancing our way from the northwest, so it has to turn to the northeast. There's no question about that at some point. But before that happens, we think maybe a little bit of a jog to the west and then a turn back across the southern coast of Louisiana to the northeast, across southeast Mississippi, then right across central Alabama and across North Georgia. And now, as always, you folks who follow the weather know this, the best, depending on how you look at it, the best or west weather is always to the right of the center of circulation. So that puts all of East Alabama and West Georgia in that quadrant. So no doubt that the heaviest weather this storm has to offer, whatever that may end up being, is going to come right across East Alabama and West Georgia as we go through the weekend. Here's some timing for you. We think this is where we expect the weather to start affecting the areas. We're talking about 8 p.m. there along the Louisiana coast, 8 p.m. tonight. And then by about 2 a.m. Saturday morning, places like Biloxi and Mobile, Gulf Shores, maybe all the way over to Destin, Fort Walton Beach by 2 a.m. Saturday morning. And then by 8 a.m. Saturday morning, we should start seeing some of this weather up into southwest Alabama, maybe as far north as Montgomery, certainly back down towards Selma. We'll start seeing the leading edge of some of these rain bands move in to those areas. Here's the satellite shot this morning, and again, it looks like if you just take this for face value, that the storm is over in the central portion of the Gulf of Mexico. That's not the case. The center of circulation is well removed from the convection, so the center of circulation is back off to the southwest. Where you see those cold top clouds, the reds and the yellows and the greens, that's the weather. That's why we're telling you that even though the center of circulation may not move directly over your house, there's a lot of rain out there, well removed from the center off to the right and to the northeast. So that big blob you see there, that's what's coming right across central Alabama and North Georgia over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. And one more slide I want to show you this morning. This is the probability of excessive rainfall. And now all of East Alabama and West Georgia is in the moderate risk category for excessive rainfall. So the areas you see in red stand the best chance of seeing excessive rainfall, which is what we need to cause flooding. So all of the Dr. Don coverage area across East Alabama and West Georgia is in the red, which means that those areas are the areas that are most likely to receive flooding rains over the weekend. The yellow is a slight risk area for excessive rainfall or flooding. And then the green area is just a real small chance, but certainly possible. And typically what happens, this graphic changes with each forecast and is moved in the direction that the storm is going to move. So having said all that to say this, it wouldn't surprise me at all to see the moderate risk area be expanded as we go in time to include Atlanta Metro and maybe even Northeast Georgia. So the big, huge, blaring message here is excessive rainfall with this storm and flash flooding will be a good possibility anywhere from Louisiana through Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and even eventually up into the Carolinas and eastern Tennessee. We could see some flooding rains with this thing as well. Now, let's take a look at what's going to happen today. One more nice day across East Alabama and West Georgia. Have you noticed the low humidity levels? We're talking down into the 30s the last couple of days, and today will be better. Though I think as we go throughout the day, the humidity levels will slowly start to creep up because that Gulf moisture is slowly working in our direction. It's going to be a warm day, but again, it should not be quite as humid. at least for the first half of the day. 90 degrees this afternoon in Roanoke and Wadley, Wedowee. We'll go to 89 in Woodland. Lineville and Ashland both will top out at 89 this afternoon. We'll hit 90 down at Miss Mary's house in Frog Eye. Valley goes to 91. And Beauregard will top out at 91 degrees under mostly sunny skies, though a little high-level filtering maybe later on this afternoon as we start to get that system advancing a little bit closer to us. Here's your 6-day forecast from the Shepherd's Weather Center on Dr. Don's weather page. This morning, Friday, we're looking at mostly sunny skies. Again, maybe a few clouds later on this afternoon. 90 degrees will be your afternoon high. We'll stay dry today. 70 will be your overnight low. And then as we get into the weekend, I think probably the first part of Saturday is going to be dry. If you're on the southern end of our coverage area down there in Lee County, Elmore County, maybe even down into the Montgomery area, you could start seeing some rain mid-morning on Saturday, but I think for the bulk of you, we're talking Saturday afternoon. We do have a flash flood watch that will be in effect for Saturday and Sunday. 80% chance of rain on Saturday, most likely in the afternoon for most of you. 79 will be the high on Saturday, down to 68 on Saturday night with a 90% chance of rain. I think the bulk of this rainfall is going to happen Saturday night into Sunday. And the absolute heaviest part of it will probably be after sunset Saturday and continue through about noon or early afternoon on Sunday. Then we'll have periods of showers and thunderstorms moving forward from there. 30% chance on Sunday night. And then here comes that cold front we were talking about that's going to help steer all this mess. And so it's kind of a 1-2 punch for East Alabama and West Georgia. We get the tropical depression / storm, which will be Claudette if it forms. And then right on the heels of the storm, we have a cold front, which will interact with the leftover moisture across the southeast. And that will increase our rain chances on Monday, Tuesday, and maybe lingering into Wednesday. Temperatures will back off considerably, though. 81 on Sunday, 84 Monday, down to 80 on Tuesday, and 82 on Wednesday. So let's take a look at your Southern Union State Community College Live Doppler HD radar. We're taking a look at the Gulf of Mexico to start with this morning to kind of show you what the setup is out there. And you can see that possible tropical depression number 3, maybe soon to become Claudette, is still down there in the central Gulf of Mexico, maybe a little bit to the southwest of central Gulf of Mexico, but all the rain's up here to the northeast. You see, it's already beginning to move into some of the marshland down here in Louisiana. Another couple of 2-3 hours, and we should start seeing some rain there around the Alabama Gulf Coast and the northwest Florida Gulf Coast. Not a whole lot of convection with this thing right this moment, but that may change as we go throughout the day. And also understand that our radar system can't see way out here in the Gulf, so down here where you see all of these lightning bolts flashing, but you don't see any precipitation, it's there. We just can't see it because the radar doesn't go that far out. So all of that is rotating slowly to the north, northeast. It will move into Florida, Mississippi, Alabama later on this afternoon, and I think across East Alabama and West Georgia at least by noon on Saturday. So let's go up here and look at how things are progressing in East Alabama and West Georgia. And of course, there's nothing out there right now. You see that line that's flashing. That's where we expect the center of circulation to move through if this forecast verifies. This part of it is model guidance. But you see that it would move right up through Shelby County and then across St. Clair County right there along the St. Clair-Talladega County line, and then to a point just north of Anniston, maybe very close to Jacksonville. And then into Georgia, somewhere around Cedartown or Rome, and right across the Calhoun area, and then on up to around Blairsville, then getting up into North Carolina. That's if this model forecast does verify. And we're going to keep an eye on that. Of course, we're going to go live tonight, too, as well. If this forecast holds, we're going to go live tonight around 8 o'clock Central and give you the latest update on this tropical situation right here on Dr. Don's weather page. Don't forget to go over to drdonwx.com and purchase the When It's Severe, Dr. Don is Here t-shirt. Proceeds after cost go back to help support the tornado victims in Randolph County. While you're there, click on the God's Country page and download the Mixler app so you can listen to God's Country. And if you're in East Alabama, listen to God's Country and the Classic 89.7, East Alabama's classic rock giant. And you get my daily weather forecast on both of those fine stations. Recapping your forecast one more time. Mostly sunny today, maybe a few high-level clouds as we get into the afternoon. 90 will be your daytime high, but we'll start the day with less humidity. It'll slowly start easing up as we go throughout the day with the influx of that Gulf moisture. Down to 70 tonight, and then the monsoon sets in on Saturday. Should rain pretty much all day Saturday afternoon through Sunday afternoon. Flash flood watch is in effect. We are looking at between 3 and 6 inches of rain across East Alabama and West Georgia. A few localized locations could see even more than 6 inches of rain. But I think a 3+ rain event is certainly plausible looking at the latest data from the National Hurricane Center. Good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. I'll see you back in here at 8 o'clock Central tonight with a tropical storm update right here on Dr. Don's weather page. So I hope you have a fantastic Friday, and we'll see you this evening. Bye now.